Everyone in the grand hall believed the outcome was already decided. The father, proud and calculating, confidently presented his daughters, openly guiding the Duke toward the beautiful favored sister, the one dressed in silk, trained to smile perfectly, and praised her. Entire life, servants whispered, nobles nodded, and even the favored sister herself waited with quiet certainty. After all, this was how such matches always worked: beauty chosen, status preserved, expectations fulfilled. Standing slightly apart was the rejected sister. She wore a simpler dress, her presence barely acknowledged. She had grown up in the shadows, rarely praised, often blamed, and never considered worthy of ambition. To most, she was invisible, to some, an embarrassment. No one imagined the Duke would even look at her. But the Duke did more than look, he observed. While others focused on appearances, he noticed the rejected sister's calm dignity, the intelligence in her eyes, and the quiet strength with which she endured neglect. He saw how she listened rather than performed, how she treated servants with kindness, and how she carried herself without entitlement or desperation. When the moment came, the Duke's decision shattered expectations, ignoring the father's command and society's assumptions. He chose the rejected sister. Gasps filled the hall. The father's smile froze. The favored sister's confidence crumbled into disbelief. This choice was not an accident or an act of rebellion. It was intentional. The Duke understood that a life partner required depth, resilience, and integrity, not just beauty. By choosing the overlooked sister, he challenged a world that measured worth by appearances alone and proved that true value often hides where no one thinks to look. In that single moment, the rejected sister's fate changed, and so did everyone's understanding of what truly matters. At first, many assumed the Duke's choice was a mistake. The rejected sister was quiet, unadorned, and unfamiliar with the polished manners of court life. Whispers followed her through palace corridors, questioning her worth and predicting her failure. Yet beneath her modest exterior lay a strength forged through years of neglect, silence, and endurance. Unlike her favored sister, she had never been protected from hardship. She learned to observe, to listen, and to understand people deeply. Her kindness was not rehearsed but genuine, shaped by empathy. For others who suffered invisibly as she once had, she treated servants, guards, and courtiers with equal respect, earning loyalty not through command but through sincerity. As days passed, the Duke began to notice what others had missed. He saw her intelligence in quiet conversations, her wisdom in thoughtful counsel, and her emotional strength in moments of challenge. When faced with criticism or humiliation, she did not lash out or retreat. She remained composed, choosing grace over bitterness. Her courage was subtle, yet powerful, revealed in her willingness to stand firm in truth, even when her voice trembled. The Duke realized that her beauty was not the kind that faded with time. It was woven into her character, into her honesty, patience, and unwavering loyalty. While physical beauty could charm the eye, her presence brought peace, trust, and stability. She became his confidant, his anchor in times of political pressure and personal doubt. Through her, the Duke understood that true strength does not demand attention or applause. It endures quietly, carrying others when they falter. In choosing her, he had not settled for less. He had chosen something rare and lasting, a partner whose value only grew with time. What began as an unexpected union slowly transformed into a partnership built on trust, respect, and genuine affection. The Duke never treated the rejected sister as a decoration or a prize. Instead, he listened to her thoughts, valued her opinions, and encouraged her growth. In this safe space, she began to blossom. Freed from years of comparison and rejection, she discovered confidence in her own voice and strength in her identity. Their love did not arrive suddenly or dramatically. It grew through shared moments, quiet conversations, and mutual understanding. They supported each other through challenges, celebrated small victories, and faced difficulties as equals. Over time, admiration deepened into devotion, and respect turned into an unbreakable bond. The Duke loved her not despite her past, but because of the resilience it had given her. Meanwhile, those who once dismissed her watched from a distance, unable to ignore her transformation. Her family, especially her father, felt the weight of regret. The daughter they had, overlooked now, stood with dignity and grace, admired by nobles and cherished by the Duke. The favored sister, once confident of her superiority, struggled with envy and shame, realizing too late that beauty alone could not secure lasting happiness. The rejected sister never sought revenge. Her success was not loud or cruel, it was quiet and undeniable. She treated her family with courtesy, proving that true worth does not need to humiliate others to shine. The story ultimately speaks to self-worth and inner beauty, reminding us that love chosen with the heart endures longer than love chosen by appearance. It shows that when someone is valued for who they truly are, they rise, not to prove others wrong, but to finally become themselves.